Happy Sunday, hope we've all had a great week. I wanted to share something that I've been thinking about as we head towards the end of the year, and there is just so much hype already about the year 2020. And for most people, it will come and go and no change will be made, and it's going to be a lot of hype and it's going to be a lot of drama about the fact that it's a new decade, and there'll be a lot of looking back and a lot of looking forward. And while that's all great, I kind of love those end of year shows. Hey, they can be quite insightful. I know for many we won't make change quite simply because the year isn't significant for us personally. As I was going on the moors this morning, I was thinking about all my clients, and they all share two common traits. And if you've ever been sort of interested as to who would get a mentor and what sort of people would ask to have mentoring, what sort of things are going on in their lives, what do their lives look like, then this may just be helpful. With one exception that I can think of, they all share a major birthday coming up, a 30, a 40, a 50, even a 60. And this birthday is acting as a prompt, as a nudge. They've all had this blueprint, as we do, a blueprint in our minds of when I'm in that stage of my life, when I am there, when I am at that point in time, I think life's going to look like X. Often at major birthdays, the decade years, we look back, and 10 years is a significance to look back, hey, or even 5 years in some cases. And we get them on social now in your photos. They can be quite scary, but they can be good too, to nudge us in the direction of a life picture, a bigger life picture that we told ourselves we wanted to look like. We tend to fulfill quite nicely often for other people, but things for ourselves, we just keep defaulting on patterns and not making that change. So birthdays are a great one to be able to take control back and do something for ourselves. And the second thing that's true of all my clients is they're all really happy with their lives. For the most part, in one form or another, I hear, life's really good. I'm generally happy with most things. And there's usually just this one thing that they feel is holding them back from things being even better. They know that it's been a thread that's run through various stages of their life, if not it's been there consistently, and they just really deep down want to do something about it once and for all. So if you consider yourself to be a bit of an outlier and know there's no major birthday coming up for you, and know there's no big reason why you should make change at the end of this year, other than you actually think, even though I don't maybe do resolutions, a year's gone past, I do want to put this sucker to bed once and for all. I do want to nail this thing in my life. And I'm actually going to use the fact that it's a decade year to do something about it. With 8 weeks to go, if you think that's you, then can I invite you to make that change? Sit down, get yourself some space, and do 3 things for me that I think will help. Number 1, write down clearly what it is you want to make happen. What area, what thing is it that you're going to do? Set yourself, secondly, a deadline, yeah? Unless we have deadlines, we just don't do them. And number 3, make them actionable, small, broken down steps. If you don't break down your bigger goals into smaller, manageable chunks, month by month, say, then you're not going to see it happen in the way that you thought it would. You'll lose momentum, and accountability in that is so, so key. Hey, get people on your side. They're going to help you win. They're going to help you be able to get to the end of this year and look back, having made whatever progress you need to make happen in this 8-week period of time happen. You can have some things, major things, squared away by the start of 2020. I am privileged, have been so privileged in helping so many people push through their barriers and go beyond where they thought they could in 2019. And I'm going to be extending to subscribers of my newsletter. I do this once a year only. A very special little incentive to any people who have been considering mentoring but maybe just not quite sure yet. They don't know whether to go ahead or not. If you're not subscribed, then it will be worth it this coming month in November, the one that lands in November now. Well, I hope that's been helpful. If something came up in your mind as I was talking, can I just ask you to consider one last thing? And that is, if you do nothing about it, how is life going to look in 6 months' time, in 12 months' time? Is it going to compound? Are you going to feel an increasing sense of restlessness about it? That I really, really ought to be doing something. And if you think that's the case, then maybe ask yourself, what's the smallest thing I could do today in order to make that happen? Here's to a great week, and I'll see you soon. To make sure you don't miss out on this amazing incentive that will only be offered to BM Insiders, subscribe today in any one of these 3 locations.